There's a massive case heading to the U.S. Supreme Court. It's a case involving Donald Trump's constitutional right to appear on the state of Colorado's ballot. But there's much more at stake in this legal fight than just Donald Trump's right to run for president. It's not hyperbole to say that the future of American elections is at stake overall, and that the right of the American people to choose their preferred president as well. One legal party to this lawsuit has filed an amicus brief making an outstanding argument that has yet to get much attention. It's that the entire basis of the Colorado decision to remove Trump from the ballot doesn't just violate the spirit and intention of the 14th Amendment, it also violates the 9th and 10th Amendments as well. Of course, our D.C. uniparty tends to overlook those because, let's be honest, they don't have much to do with states' rights. The amicus brief states, quote, by removing President Trump from the primary ballot without the benefit of either constitutional or applicable statutory authority, the Colorado Supreme Court violated both amendments. And here to tell us more about what this means for the Colorado case is the filer of that amicus brief, Mr. Warner Mendenhall of the Mendenhall Law Group. Welcome back, Warner. It's good to see you. Boy, do you handle a wide range of issues.
Well, we have been doing election law a long time here in Ohio. As you may know, a couple of years ago, we helped get a Secretary of State candidate, Tori Maris, on the ballot here in Ohio. And then she organized a group of citizens, actually over 3,000 citizens, to sign on to vindicate the right of the voters themselves. It's not just President Trump's right, it's the right of each and every one of us to go to the ballot box and express our preferences, whether you love hate or Trump, or whether you love Trump or hate Trump. The place to express your feelings is at the ballot box, and no judge should be blocking people from doing that.
What is particularly interesting about this brief is that it brings up the 9th and 10th Amendments. So could you explain to our audience how both of these amendments are applicable to the Trump Colorado case?
These are critical amendments to the Constitution that are frequently overlooked. First of all, the 9th Amendment says that we have all these other rights. Just because some are enumerated in the Constitution doesn't mean we don't have all of these other fundamental rights. I'll give you a couple that I think are fundamental. One is to raise your family. Another one is to work and to have a business. And then finally, the one that we're dealing with here is the right to vote and the right to make a decision about who is or is not going to be our president. So these are fundamental rights. That's what we're trying to vindicate with the 9th Amendment argument. And then with the 10th Amendment argument, the states have limitations on their powers. I think everybody knows the 10th Amendment, says that the federal government has these powers and the states have the remaining powers, and the people have remaining powers as well, over and above everybody else. So basically, the 10th Amendment grants those powers, but there's also a limitation in there. If a power has been enumerated in the Constitution for the federal government, and in this case for the Congress, to make decisions about eligibility, then that power has to stay with the Congress. It does not go down to the state of Colorado to make a decision for all the other 49 states and territories of this country.
Yeah, that's a really interesting argument. I'm actually kind of surprised that we're not hearing this argument from, per se, I don't believe that the President Trump's attorneys are making this argument, but it's an interesting argument given that we have seen the knock-on effect of other states like Maine, and then California attempted to. That was a failed effort, but we have now seen other states try to follow suit with Colorado.
Right. These states need to be reined back in. This is not in their purview. They are interfering with my right and your right to make a decision in this election. And they're also interfering with powers that have been enumerated in the Constitution that gives Congress some power over eligibility. Congress has not exercised that power. They're not interfering here. They have stayed silent on this so far. So right now, Trump can be on the ballot. He should be on the ballot. There's over 40 briefs filed right now from all directions at the U.S. Supreme Court. And of course, this case represents the will of over 3,000 people from across this nation And I am so proud of each and every one of them for stepping up and agreeing to be very public about this.
I agree with you. I love that this is real American citizens making their voices heard before the Supreme Court. So let me ask you, Warner, do you believe the Supreme Court will hear their voices? What do you anticipate in the outcome of this case?
Oh, President Trump's going to be on the ballot. I don't have any doubt in my mind. The citizens demand it. I think it would create a real crisis for him to be thrown off particular state ballots. So we're very, very pleased with all the citizens that are out there that joined us. I do want to mention one thing, just sort of a shout out to Roseanne Barr. She called Tori very late in the process, and she got in time, so she is also on the list of citizens here on our break.
Really?
Yes, yes. She called it the last minute.
Roseanne Barr signed this brief as well. I had no idea. I did not realize that.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's just fun. It's fun to see the citizens gather together and stand up and push back and assert their power. I mean, I think so many people with the mandates and everything else that have been going on, they feel powerless. You are not. You have the power ultimately in this system. And we've got to make sure that our voices are heard. And like I said, we've got 3,000 people. I think we represent more people in this case than anybody else that's filed anything.
That's really fantastic. It is a very uplifting and inspirational story, and I hope it does inspire other Americans to get involved on a range of issues, because Lord knows we're facing many of them. And look, if they do it to Trump and they manage to even get, maybe they don't win it this time, but they feel like they gained an inch, they're going to continue to do it. And then we're looking at the issue where they will try to get members of Congress off the ballot. We've already seen some effort there in the way of that, though it has yet to be successful. So really, the heart of our republic, what remains of it, is at stake here. And I love this. And thank you so much, Warner Mendenhall, for joining us to tell us more about it today. And you give our best to all of those people who signed this brief. We are cheering for them, and we thank them for standing up in their civic duty.
Yeah, thank you so much, Emerald. This has been such a pleasure to let people know about what we're doing.